Bitcoin's DeFi ecosystem is still in its relative infancy and has been quite strongly debated, but does have large potential to grow. So could decentralized finance built on the Bitcoin blockchain help power the next huge DeFi bull market? Could tens or even hundreds of billions of dollars of total value locked be added to Bitcoin's DeFi ecosystem over the next few years? Will it make millionaires with new projects being created and improved? And could Bitcoin's DeFi market overtake Solana, BNB Chain, Tron, or even the leader Ethereum in future? Well, that's what we'll be looking at in this video. So please do like the video and subscribe to the channel so I can continue to offer more content for you in future. Just a reminder that nothing contained here is financial advice. And let's jump straight in and take a look at the potential of DeFi on the Bitcoin blockchain. Bitcoin's current market cap is well over $1.3 trillion, which is over 51% dominance over the entire global cryptocurrency market at the time of recording this video, with this percentage fluctuating between about 44% dominance and 52% dominance in 2024 so far. And as well as being the largest cryptocurrency in BTC, if we look at the crypto trilemma, it's the most decentralized and secure blockchain. However, Bitcoin hasn't been able to scale previously, achieving only a few transactions per second when you compare this to other cryptocurrencies that are capable of thousands or even tens of thousands of transactions per second. And this is the number of transactions per second on Bitcoin over the past 3 years, according to data on blockchain.com. And we can see an increase, but not to the level that would make a huge difference, given that the highest is 8, 9, or 10 transactions per second here. But can Bitcoin now find other use cases, is the question, in order to grow its market even further? Because that's what's being tried. And it all started back in November 2021 with Bitcoin's Taproot upgrade, which basically, among many improvements, allowed for the reduction in transaction size, which then obviously allowed more transactions in each block. But more recently, we've seen the large development and building of Bitcoin's DeFi Layer 2 functionality, because the most well-known Layer 2 on Bitcoin, the Lightning Network, has had a very good 2024 so far in terms of the total value locked on it, almost tripling in the 9 months from just over 100 to over $330 million, with transactions following suit too. And we saw the introduction of Bitcoin Ordinals, sometimes known as Bitcoin NFTs, that were launched in January 2023 by Casey Rodemore, which are where Satoshis are added to or inscribed, and which are the lowest common denominator of a Bitcoin, with 100 million Satoshis equaling 1 Bitcoin. And with Ordinals growing from $100 million to over $1.5 billion in less than 6 months. But I've covered Ordinals specifically in a previous video that you can find a link to here and in the description to this video, should you wish to explore this a bit more. We've also seen BRC20 tokens added to Bitcoin that were introduced in March 2023 by an anonymous person called Domo. And again, I covered these in a previous video that you can see a link to here and in the description. But BRC20 tokens have a total market cap of about $1.7 billion now. And more recently, we've seen runes added in April 2024, which is a token standard on Bitcoin with the aim of improving the creation of fungible tokens on the Bitcoin blockchain. Atomicals, or ARC20 tokens, which are again looking at fungible cryptocurrencies rather than NFTs, but are seen as an improvement on BRC20 tokens in the sense that they don't inscribe directly onto Satoshis, but mint a new asset that is backed by that Satoshi. So this therefore removes the risk of someone accidentally sending someone else their BRC20 token or ordinal and losing this, and helps to allow for greater data storage for each token. And if you'd be interested in a specific video on runes or ARC20 tokens, just let me know in the comments below. So with all this development, many platforms are also now building on Bitcoin's DeFi ecosystem through Bitcoin layers, meta protocols, sidechains, rollups, layer 2s, interoperability, bridges, and integrations with other blockchains, etc., with the aims of allowing faster payments, offering services like lending on Bitcoin, more functionality for DEXs or decentralized exchanges, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, derivatives, yield aggregators, stablecoins, and even GameFi, SocialFi, etc. So there's a lot going on in the background here, and a lot of opportunity and room to grow, because there are much larger blockchains in the DeFi space, with Bitcoin only making up just over 1% of this market at the time of recording this video. And we'll look at its growth soon in the video, but with Ethereum, of course, commanding over 60% market share, followed by Tron, BSC, Solana, Arbitrum, Blast, etc. With these blockchains always looking to improve as well, for example with Ethereum's Dencun upgrade, lowering transaction fees, and Solana seeming to sort out the issues it experienced with its blockchain, as its price has pretty much increased by 10x in the past year or so. But as we know and mentioned earlier, Bitcoin is unique in being the cryptocurrency with the largest market cap, with the largest, most decentralized and secure blockchain. So if you could build on and leverage this blockchain, given the advantages I've just mentioned, and allow other tokenized assets and decentralized financial services on there, such as lending, derivatives, etc., then we might be looking at increasing the productivity of Bitcoin and BTC, being able to make your Bitcoin work for you on the most secure blockchain, and increasing its functionality, as we've already seen with Ordinals, BRC20, etc. It is important to state that we are still in the early stages here, but when we look at the growth of Bitcoin's DeFi market, we can see that there is well over $1 billion in market cap in a relatively short amount of time, according to DeFi Llama, with there being just over $147 million in total value locked, or TVL, back in September 2023, growing to over $1.3 billion by April 2024, as we saw earlier, with a bit of a decrease since then. Bitcoin has now reached the 9th largest DeFi blockchain, according to DeFi Llama, overtaking large networks that were in the last bull market back in 2021, such as Polygon and Avalanche, but also blockchains that have been around for a relatively similar amount of time and operating in DeFi, such as Optimism and Sui. So imagine if the functionality on Bitcoin continues to be built and increases, for example, with you being able to gain yield through staking, crypto lending, derivatives, all on the Bitcoin blockchain, which are getting there now, but are still at an early stage and are being tested. And what opportunities are there on Bitcoin for investors in DeFi? Well, you could research one of these DEXs, lending platforms, etc., that are building on Bitcoin now, whether they're newer platforms such as Ordibank, for example, that you can see here, which is a cross-chain lending protocol on Bitcoin. And with there being many more DeFi platforms building on Bitcoin, with more being added all of the time. So if you are planning to look into this, you should do your own research and see whether they have the fundamentals in place for you to be able to invest, if you think the DeFi Bitcoin ecosystem will keep growing from here. However, what are the disadvantages and possible risks of adding layer 2s, tokens, inscriptions, etc. onto Bitcoin's blockchain with the security risks that these could present. Well, firstly, with Bitcoin core updates needed, for example, through BIPs or Bitcoin improvement proposals, and you can see an outline of the process for these here, but such as the controversial OpCat proposal to improve its smart contract functionality, allow for ZK-proof verification, bridges, lending, and improved efficiency, which has recently been given a BIP number and will be voted on by the Bitcoin community. But building on Bitcoin and making changes could cause vulnerabilities, does increase the risk on Bitcoin's blockchain, and essentially moves away from what Bitcoin is known for, and that is being the most secure blockchain. These BIPs also take time and cause disagreements in the Bitcoin space. So the questions would be whether this could take too long and hamper the adoption of DeFi on Bitcoin. Also, linked with what I've just said, does this harm Bitcoin's reputation, with a lot of Bitcoin maxis and community members not being a fan? Because we are seeing a Satoshi, the smallest denominator of a Bitcoin, being changed and added to. So it's no longer a store of value in the same way it was, but can now have an ordinal NFT attached to it, etc. So there are some quite large concerns about changing the largest, most successful decentralized blockchain we have in Bitcoin. And finally, what about possible regulatory issues moving forward if you're essentially changing Bitcoin's blockchain use? For example, will authorities like the SEC take an interest in this, and what could be the repercussions? But that ends this video looking at the growth of Bitcoin's DeFi market. And as always, I'd love to know what you think in the comments below about it. Do you see huge potential in decentralized finance on Bitcoin's blockchain? Or do you think it's best left to other blockchains, such as Ethereum? And if you are interested in more of a tailored approach to your crypto education, and you think you'd benefit from having someone look over your shoulder and guide you on your journey, I do offer one-to-one coaching to those who have the desire and the means to educate themselves further. And there are links in the description where you can message me and book in a free video call to see if we'd be a good fit. And if you found this content interesting, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel, as it really does help. And have a great day.